Anything God made is organic. The literal meaning of organic word is life.
So you don't use any pesticide.
No use of pesticides. It's all organic manure and organic pest control. Where will the thief go? To a rich person or a poor person? Rich person. First came the Mughals. They looted. Then came British. Everyone came. So that establishes the credibility that India was rich. When there is ample food, pests will come. To kill them, we use pesticide. And in this journey, the Indian farming collapsed.
Why did you leave US and come to India?
Today, farmers don't make money. They are getting poorer day by day. Today, 99% of the farmers are below poverty line. We solve a lot of complex engineering problems. So this is also a problem for us. Let me come back and solve the problem. That's how I made up my mind and came back.
There's a very sad truth about the Indian society. Agriculture as a profession is not as respected as something compared to engineering or medical, sir. Welcome back to another episode of ViChar. And today's episode is going to be very special and interesting as today's guest is a very inspirational person. He perfectly embodies the quote, "You can take the man out of the soil, but never the soil out of the man." Can you guess who he is? Let me give you a few clues. He was born and brought up in Karnataka. Then he later moved to US to pursue his career in software engineering and later built his own tech company in California. Then he came back to India to form Organic Mandya, which is an organization which has helped over 12,000 farmers for various reasons. And he was also a member at ICAR. And the most interesting fact, his story is being studied as a case study in the Harvard School of Business Studies. I know you're having a lot of questions like why did he come back to India from US? And what help has his organization done to these farmers? But all these answers lie in the video. So make sure to stay tuned till the end to get all your answers. And our guest is none other than Mr. Madhu Chandan, sir. Welcome, Madhu Chandan, sir.
Hello, namaskara.
Sir, so before we start the podcast, so that the audience get a broad view of what today's podcast is about, could you please tell what is organic farming? Because like we all know the textbook meaning that organic farming is not using chemical pesticides and all. But like today's podcast goal is that we understand everything, sir. Not just learn the textbook meaning. And what other better way to do that than learning from the best of the best, sir?
So anything God made is organic. The literal meaning of organic word is life. So organic means organisms. Anything which grows with the help of organisms is called organic. Farming which is done with the help of microorganisms is called organic farming. Oh, okay. So microorganisms, earthworms, bees, organisms. So all these organisms help to grow our food. That is called organic.
So you don't use any pesticides.
No, there is no use of pesticides or synthetic fertilizers, chemical fertilizers. It's all whatever inputs is given is organic manure and organic pest control. We don't use pesticide. It's like more. It's in organic farming. Pesticide there is we don't use pesticide is used to kill organism, right? So in organic farming we don't kill it. It's like mostly control them by repelling them. So we use neem spray. So neem spray, what it does, it repels the insects. So we don't. So that's how organic farming is done.
So neem spray is used for weed control, sir.
No, neem spray is used for to repel the pests, insects, which eats our food.
So like you told you don't use any pesticides, sir. But then how do you control weeds, sir, without using pesticides?
For weeds, they use weedicide, not pesticide. Pesticide is used for pests. For weeds, they use another thing called weedicide. So they use it to remove the weeds. So what we do is we do mulching. Mulching is something we cover the land where we are not growing. So that way the weeds don't grow because it doesn't receive sunlight. So that's how we control or we manually remove the weeds.
So does weedicide also have any negative effect like pesticides?
See, pesticide, weedicide, suicide, 50% matches in a side, right? So it's all poisonous, this thing. So pesticide is, to give you an example, because people have never seen pesticide. Pesticide is something which you have it in your home also. Bacon spray.
Yes, sir.
That's a pesticide, no?
Yes, sir.
The same way, there are different pesticides for different types of pest. So that's the kind of spray what is done in farming today.
Okay, sir.
So will you spray bacon spray on your food and wash it and eat it?
Yes, sir.
Huh? Will you ever do it?
Yes, sir.
But in the conventional farming, that's done.
Before we dive deeper, could you tell us a bit about yourself, sir? Like your whole story from your childhood to your organic Mandya days. So like I'm assuming that you had a very good career in US and you had your own software company. So like why did you leave US and come to India? Was it like within a snap of a second, like, yeah, I'm coming back to India? Or was it like a slow burnout? You felt like I should go back to India, I should go back to India and you came, sir.
No, no, no. I never had a burn to come back because the life there is quality of life is always good when compared to here. Uh, so what happened is when we had a development center back in Bangalore. So when I used to come to Bangalore, I used to notice a lot of people had migrated from Mandya, which is my native. I was born there.
Yes, sir.
So a lot of them were. I used to travel around in auto rickshaw. Right? So most of them said we have land, but we have come to Bangalore for better opportunity. I was like wondering how come riding a auto rickshaw or working in a petrol pump or working in a hotel or bar restaurant is better opportunity than the most the most sought after agriculture. I was thinking agriculture was everything, but I was like kind of when they said it's a better opportunity to ride an auto, it kind of made me sad. Then a lot of farmer suicides were happening. So that's when I thought, let me come back, see what we can do. We saw a lot of complex engineering problems. So this is also a problem for us. River migration into cities in search of million jobs, suicides. So let me come back and solve the problem. That's how I made up my mind and came back. It was in snap of a like 2 3 from 1 year I was dwelling like what's happening. Then one fine day I made a decision and we came back.
Talking about farmer suicide, I don't think that's the only problem that farmers face, sir. So like there's a very sad truth about the Indian society, sir. Agriculture as a profession is not as respected as something compared to engineering or medical, sir. So, like, if you ask someone generally in public, like, do you support agriculture as a profession? They'll say, yeah, I support every profession. I respect agriculture. It's the backbone of our society and all that. But if you ask your friend or something, bro, I'm leaving my job and I'm going to pursue in agriculture, he's going to tell, why are you leaving your engineering job to pursue in agriculture? You already have a well-paying job. So, like, what are the other problems faced by these farmers, sir? And how did Organic Mandya help? Because today's goal is we should respect the farmers from our hearts, sir, not only because of the validation of the society, sir. So, what are the true
So yeah,
problems with them?
I'll tell you. I'll give you the history. So we most of the people don't have the context. If I ask you, uh, was India poor? You will say India historically it was poor. So that's what we all know, right?
Yes, sir.
Uh, So uh, if you India was the richest country in the world. It was the richest. So there is a one British economist called Angus Madison. He did a complete GDP research of GDP of the world. So as per his study, he said from century 1 till 17th century, India was the richest country in the world with a GDP of about 27%. Means India owned 27% of world's wealth. Today we say 5 6, right? India's GDP was 27 to 33%. China was the second in this thing. So how did this GDP come? So India was not a country uh, before independence. It was like ruled by many kings. So India, the kings, there was no other profession. Engineering was not there. Nothing, no other profession was there. And no other professions were paying tax also. Only taxed profession was agriculture. So farmers, depending on the region, they paid anywhere between 23 to 33%. 33% of their produce. So if they produce 100 kilo of paddy, 33 kilo was given to the kings. It was very common. So what happened is that uh, paddy was utilized by the king, his soldiers, and rest of that was sold to other countries. Was i- uh, India was rich because of the soil. Soil was very, very rich because we are very above the equator with receiving optimal sunlight for farming. So uh, this is to get exported to Iran, Persia, Middle East. So and they used to get money, gold, whatever it was used to come. So that's how India became richer. So that's because India was so rich. The spices and all from Persia that went to England, Germany, Portugal, Spain, France, everything. So then people got to know about India. So they studied India, and first came the Mughals from Persia. They came, they looted, and they settled here. Then came British. Everyone came. So where will the thief go? To a rich person or a poor person? Rich person. So that establishes the credibility that India was rich. And how was it rich? Because of the farming.
Yes, sir.
So now you understand, right? So after British left, so a lot of agriculture universities opened. Farmers were taught the Western agriculture practice, which is totally not suitable for Indian uh, uh, climate or Indian understanding. So the Western agriculture practice, if you go to England, go to America, they all have 1,000, 2,000, 5,000 acres each farmer. And they don't have an option of doing multi-cropping. They have to do monocropping because automation has to be done because there are not many people who do agriculture. So big tractors. So the same methodology was adopted to India. That's why today you see only paddy, sugarcane, wheat. When this kind of practice came, dams were built to encourage farmers to grow single crop. Uh, so what happened is when you do monocropping, the soil uh, fertility depletes in a very simple way for you to understand. If in this room, if there are same type of people means they need same type of food. That food is it was coming from the has to come from the ground soil, right? Because of so many people, it's not possible to get the same type of food. So you have to use external inputs, supplements. So that is nothing but synthetic fertilizers.
Yes.
Then now, so I'll tell you in a much more cleaner way for you to understand. So this room is full of people. All they eat is rice. Let's say rice is organic rice. So rice is organic manure. For we are putting manure to these people. So there's so many people. We don't have enough rice food for these people to give. So what we use, we manufacture. So what does these people need? They need nutrients.
Yes, sir.
They need nutrients. They need protein. So we cannot grow so much of food. Instead of we may make pills, synthetic pills, which is easier to make, and give these people the pills. So it's the same way. That's chemical this thing. The same way in farming, they could not give cow manure because so much was required. So they started giving all this chemical fertilizers. So that's a chemical need came because of monocropping. Then because when there is a lot of people in the same room, so mosquitoes will come because there is no scarcity of food for them.
Yes, sir.
Huh? So what mosquitoes came here because for the no other place so many humans are here. So when the mosquitoes came, what did we do?
Yes,
We use
feeding off us.
the bacon spray is there. Yeah, that what is it? Coil is there.
Yes, sir.
Then the good night is there. So we introduce that. Why? To kill mosquitoes.
Yes, sir.
The same way in farming, when there is ample food, pests will come. To kill them, we use pesticide. So what happened in this journey, in the journey of Western, the Indian farming collapsed. Today, farmers don't make money. Farmers don't make money. They are getting poorer day by day. Today, 99% of the farmers are below poverty line. So that's how we transitioned the rich farmers into a poor farmer today. It's all because of wrong agriculture practice.
Sir, so how has Organic Mandya helped to solve these problems, sir?
First and foremost, Organic Mandya is completely organic farming we do. We kind of promoted organic farming. People wanted to do organic farming. There was lack of guidance. The people like Subhash Palakarji, there was so Narayan Reddy, sir, then so many other people were pointers. So we picked up knowledge from them and we started creating that group of people. So we introduced monocropping. We introduced high income farming. So that's how, and we made farmers not to use chemicals. We showed them without using chemicals and pesticides you can do very well. We changed their income cycles. So that's how many farmers started coming towards the organic movement. So because of this, I don't see any organic farmers have ever died because of suicide. Their income levels are good. Their health is good. So that's how we have kind of um, transformed the society. And last week, this week, even Kannada government announced one of the taluk in Mandya as a organic taluk, Pandapura taluk. So that's they did it in the budget. So that's how we have kind of uh, transitioning the farmers.
So, you came back from US, and sir. I'm assuming that you were like an outsider to these farmers. So, like, how did you convince them to use your organic methods over their chemical methods that they've been using for decades, sir? How did you do that?
See, when I came back, I became a farmer first. I did not get into convincing mode. I had a land which I had bought it when I was in US. So I came there, set up my own farming. I became a farmer. So people around me started uh, believing because I was talking what I was doing.
Yes.
So that's how I was able to convince a set of farmers in the beginning. Then when the other farmers saw the success, they used to come and tell me, my dad used to do it in the same way. This is a good one, but uh, I really like it. So that's how they started coming. Nobody wants to harm the nature. Even if you take today, whenever a farmer enters the land, he removes his chappal and gets into it. That's the respect they have. They don't know putting chemicals is harming earth. They don't have that knowledge. They don't know pesticide. By putting pesticide, they are killing hundreds of human beings. Not only pest, hundreds of human beings. So they didn't know. So once they now, because the way it was positioned, so the chemical fertilizer, and the way it is positioned means marketed. In Kannada, they call it as rasagobbara. Means something exciting. No, it's rasagobbara.
Yes, sir.
They did not call it as a chemical. We call it as rasagobbara. So then, for pesticide, they never said pesticide or it's poison. They said aushdi means medicine. So that's how it was marketed, branded. So they didn't know. So once they are aware of this thing, many people are joining the movement.
It's it's amazing, sir. So like you're first a software engineer, sir. Now, sir, now you told that you came back to India and started doing agriculture, sir. So did this technological background of yours, did it have any impact on your agriculture?
Yeah, a lot of impact. So because of the technology background, we have built such a large empire of organic farming. Without technology, it's not possible. So how did you know your school people know about this? Through technology only, right?
Yes, sir.
Technology plays a very significant role.
This technology plays a significant role in organic farming, not just the marketing and all, sir.
Right now, we are not use any technology per se in the farming, but I am seeing a lot of technology like using drone and all. There are technologies evolving around farming. Maybe someday we will use. See, the problem is in India, the most farmers are 92% of the farmers are marginal farmers. When I say marginal farmers, they farmers who hold less than 3 acres of land are called marginal farmers. So I hold 2 acres, half acre. How adopting technology becomes very expensive. So they can do the work manually. That is more cheaper. So that's why that wide scale adoption has not happened in Indian farming.
Yes, sir. Makes sense.
Hmm?
So one more thing I wanted to ask was that, sir, if you ask a normal farmer whether he prefers organic or inorganic farming, he would always choose inorganic, sir, because it costs less money, it takes lesser time to grow. But someone like you who is well educated in this field, you'd obviously choose organic farming, sir. So there might be some side effects or some reason of organic farming, negative effects on us that we are not knowing, and we are blindly following organic farming. So because just because of the tag, 100% organic, 70% organic. What's the difference between this 100%, 70%, and what are the side effects of inorganic farming, sir?
See, I have never seen 70% organic. Where have you seen it?
Sir, while I was doing research for this podcast, I was seeing the different that there are different types of tags, sir. 100% organic, 70% organic.
Okay, maybe when the a chemical farmer transitions into organic farming, assume that you are doing chemical farming. Tomorrow, if you go start organic farming, you will fail. So that's what happened in Sri Lanka. So it has to be transitioned in a phases. So when you stop chemical farming, so when you grow the next crop, you do 80% chemicals and 20% organic, but you cannot sell it as organic. So you are transitioning. So next cycle of the crop, you do 50%, 60% chemical, 40% organic. You have to go in phases. And in the fourth or fifth cycle, you do complete into 100% organic. So that's maybe that transition picked up. So let's say there are two students like you. Okay, two students. You and another student, you run a 100-meter race. Okay, both of you will come first, or one day you will come first, one day the other student will come first, right? So what happens is the other student mom gets greedy. She wants her son to win every day. You both were getting the same food, everything, but there was difference in winning. So other mom got greedy, and what she did, she started giving steroids to her son. So the son came first for the first day, second day, 10th day. Then what happens on the 11th day? You tell me. Our mom is giving us him steroids every day.
He gets tired.
What happens is health will start deteriorating.
Yes.
And one day he will die. But he will be running, you will be running in the same speed. Correct.
Yes.
So that's the difference. So chemical farming, initially it gives you good result, but over the years it depletes. You have to give more and more chemical this thing. And every microorganisms in the soil gets killed. No bees will come, no birds will come. Pollination happens because of bees. So there are many effects. So it's long term, it's very bad for. human beings. See, chemical farming was introduced somewhere around 50, 60 years ago. That's all. All this, we don't know how far the man has lived on this planet. All these thousands of years, it was organic farming only. People think, how can organic farming is a lie? Plants will not grow without chemicals. All those fantasy, they tell, right? Without pesticide, plants cannot grow. Without chemicals, plants can grow. 10,000 or 20,000 or 30,000 years, humans have lived on this planet, and no chemicals or pesticides was used for farming. Only from 50, 60 years, this practice has been started.
So, like you previously mentioned about the 70% organic, when I told that, you told that that's actually the transition between an inorganic farming to an organic farmer, no, sir? So, but they can't fully use the tag organic. So, how does this transition look like from inorganic to organic? What's the full process, sir? And what's the duration of all this?
So it depends. See, it depends on how bad the land is. Based on that, recovery happens. If the land is very bad, it will usually take 1.5 to 2 years. If the land is the very less usage is there, it's 6 months to a year. Depends. And if you can get external lot of cow manure, if you start putting all those things, it should be. It should take at least a year.
At least a year, okay, sir. I mean, like, what's the process? Like, what do you do on this land now? You completely stop pesticides, and what do you use instead?
We completely stop inputs, chemicals first.
Yes.
So what we do is we stop. We uh, grow green manure. So there are some crops like dancha is there. Then we also grow pulses. Navadanya they call it. So all the pulses, horse gram, all the pulses is mixed and sown across. What pulses does is it seeds nitrogen to the soil in a natural way. Nitrogen is very, very important. So the green manure gives a lot of other nutrients to the soil. So green manure is grown, and we use rotator and mix it again with the soil. So for next 3 months, first 3 months, that's done. And likewise, then the crops we apply manure. Cocoa peat also some cases. We apply them, enrich the soil, then start growing the crops.
So you don't give any time for the soil to replenish its nutrients.
See, that's why green manure is done, right? First 3 months, 6 months, depending on how bad the soil is. Depending on that, we replenish the soil. So it might not be fully recovered, but farmers cannot wait too much, right? They don't have that luxury. So in 3 to 4 months, they'll start growing. They'll put external inputs, like I told you, right? Cow manure and other inputs, and they start. Initially, the yield will be less, but as a land regains its this thing, it gives you very good yield.
Okay, sir. What is the goal for organic farming in the next 10 to 20 years? Like, what are you seeing? What is your vision? Like, what do you think will happen?
See, my vision is at least the country should become uh, an organic farming country. That is, well, it has to be done in a very scientific way without hurting the farmer's income. And we have to implement organic farming across India, and we should become the uh, first country to become organic.
Yes, yes.
So that is my vision. And we should also study the ancient agriculture practices, where how the country was so rich with that kind of farming. We should study that, and we should teach farmers those practices, not monocropping. So sugarcane, farmers grow sugarcane. Who benefits the most?
In terms of money, then the farmers are, sir.
Huh?
The farmers earn money from selling the sugarcane.
Farmers, one acre sugarcane will give you 40 tons of sugarcane. So by it's a 1 year crop. In 1 year, farmer earns net to net after everything. He earns about 40,000 rupees. Sugarcane mill factory makes about 1 lakh rupees from 1 acre of sugarcane. Oh, how much does government make? 40 lakh rupees. Farmer makes 40,000.
Okay, sir.
Sugarcane factory made 1 lakh. Government makes 40 lakh.
Okay.
So who is stealing the money?
Government.
Government. So olden days, kings, they gave the complete autonomy to the farmer. They only collected tax. You do whatever you want. Pay me the tax because I have to give you security. I have to create infrastructure. I have to protect you from enemies, from robbers, thieves. And he gave the complete autonomy to the farmer. Farmer made the seeds. He never spent any rupee for this thing. He made its own inputs. He made pest control, own everything. Today, that autonomy government has taken the autonomy from farmers. So farmers no more make seeds. It's given to the seed companies. So inputs, what the farmers used to put, they said yield won't come. That's again given to the fertilizer company. Pest control, again it's given to this thing. And government collects so much of money and they give farmers subsidy. It's like they have taken the money and they're giving them subsidy way off and all, which is nothing. So vision is government should give complete autonomy to the farmers. They should teach them back that and they have to give the complete autonomy so that their lives will become better and they can also pay income tax.
Sir.
Like others.
So you mentioned one thing that the government only gives the seeds, sir.
Now, no, it's the seed companies.
Yeah.
Seed companies are there.
Yeah.
Earlier, farmer used to make his own seeds.
Yes, sir.
Or he used to buy from other farmer in the Sante, flea market.
Yes.
Today, it's not, the process is not there. You have to buy seeds from a hybrid company.
So this hybrid company, do they sell like organic seeds only or do they sell like
Seeds, not organic. It's not the question of organic or inorganic. The hybrid companies sell seeds which are the last generation seeds. Means you bring a papaya seed from the company, you plant, you get the fruits, and the fruits have seeds. And if you take that seed and plant it, you will not get seed in this for yourself. So you cannot make seeds for you. You have to always buy from a seed company. So they give you terminal seeds, they call.
Okay, sir.
So which doesn't produce
Offspring.
It produces means that seed. This produces fruit, but
Yeah.
the seed inside the fruit will not
Produce offspring.
Yeah, that's they have to go and buy seeds.
Okay.
So they have taken out that autonomy from the farmers, which is very, very. Government should not interfere.
Okay, sir.
Government should not tell farmers what should be grown. If they always tell, oh, grow this, grow that. Why? To fill their pockets. If the farmer stops growing sugarcane, there are about 65 sugarcane factories in Karnataka. All owned by politicians, all will collapse. So why will government tell? So government, what I am trying to convey here is, government should stop interfering in should not make decisions on behalf of farmers.
Okay, sir. So the goal is that the farmer should get their own freedom, autonomy to make their own decisions.
That environment has to be created.
Yes, sir. So, and what about implementing technology in these next 20 years? How do you plan to do it?
Technology, wherever it makes sense, wherever a person who has 10 acres, 20 acres, if you go towards Shumaga and all, they have 20, 30 acres of areca. Their technology can play a huge role because today manual labor, climbing, plucking the areca, so their technology will help. But most of the farmers in South, they are marginal farmers. So implementing technology is much expensive than probably post-harvesting technologies can help, which is already helping.
The government can help, no, sir.
Government cannot help. See, leave it. That's a topic, very big topic, and it's very complex for students to understand.
Okay, sir. But like, what are the technologies that are being implemented? Like you mentioned drones. What are some other types of things that are being implemented?
Many things. There are automatic pumps where it tests the soil moisture. If soil requires water, automatically motor starts. Remote control devices. So there are a lot of technologies, and there are solar powered tillers have come. Solar powered tillers have come. So there are things which is evolving in farming. Technology is coming into farming, but that full scale technology has not yet come. Now, let's see. AI has come. I think in going forward, lot many things will start flowing into farming.
Sir, so like organic farming does not use any external supplements, no, sir?
No, we use
Because chemicals are
no,
there.
no.
Sir, so like then it should be cheaper, no, sir. Why is it more expensive? Because you're just using natural supplements.
So natural supplements. See, if you we use pseudomonas of fungi, all trichoderma. See, there are many inputs which uses. So why it is expensive is I won't say it's expensive. I will say it's the right price, right? So that was the price consumers were paying. So what chemicals and they made it so instead of getting 1 kilo, they started getting 2 kilos. So the prices dropped. So that's why they are able to give it at that price. Organic farming price is this much because this is what it costs.
Because I asked this question because it's considered as a luxury, sir, organic farming.
So it's not luxury. I don't know why people call it. It is healthy. Okay,
Yes, sir.
people who want to be healthy, they will spend. If they don't want to be healthy, if they want to spend their last days in luxurious ICU, they can comment that it's expensive.
Sure. Sir, could you tell us a bit about your life in US, sir? Like, how was it there? And how is it compared to in India? You were like working in a tech company. How was that sector compared to agriculture sector and all that, sir?
See, both the jobs I loved because I was hands-on developer then. Now I'm a hands-on farmer. I loved both the jobs. Working in US it was very good. Uh, so India, we have to evolve a lot. We have to learn a lot, or we have to relearn what we have lost. Uh, in terms of this thing, both the professions I liked. One was um, inside uh, office building, and the when it comes to health, I prefer farming because it is very healthy. You connect to the soil, and you don't have to take vitamin D supplement. Right today, everyone is taking vitamin D supplement. Right,
Sure.
farming. When if you do farming, you don't have to do it. So when it comes to health, farming has great benefits.
What was the reaction of your friends and family when you told that you're coming back, like to start a business in organic
No,
farming?
I never came back to do any business. I see. When I said many people were kind of surprised because everyone wants to go there and settle out there. But when I chose, everyone like surprised, and I was having a very good career with a good income also. So they were like surprised, but it turned out to be good.
But they hesitant when you told them that you're coming back.
They were not hesitant. They were like curious that what I will when I go back, what I'll do. Will I succeed or not? They were kind of curious because even some most of the Indians living in US, they all want to come back. Who have gone from here to there, but they are afraid to come back because they don't know what will happen when they come back. Will they be able to lead a normal life? Not there. Most of them are afraid. So when I came back, most of them took that as wanted to see how I will flourish. They wanted to see me as an example. So I think some of them came back too after they saw the success.
So you told that you didn't come to India seeing us as a business opportunity.
No, no.
You just came to help.
Yeah.
When you came back, were you still running your US company and simultaneously doing this?
No, I left completely and came. Uh, so India, nobody comes to India to make money. If you want to make money, you always go out of India. So I definitely I didn't come back to make any money. I wanted to solve the challenge. That's why I came back.
And you left your job there.
Yeah, yeah.
You completely left it. How did you recognize that organic farming is as you can also help people and also flourish as a business?
So when we started with the cooperative society first. When our farmers said, uh, "Where do we sell?" I tried packaging it and tried to sell it in Bangalore retail shops. But the retailers told me, "We don't know what is organic and it is very expensive." They said. That's when I thought, let's build our own shop and let's sell there. That's how the idea came, and that's how it turned out to be
Organic Mandya.
organic.
Okay. So, like, a lot in our audience, there are a lot of young and aspiring entrepreneurs, sir. So, what are some problems that you faced while coming up? Like, did you face any problems that we are likely to face when we are becoming entrepreneurs?
See, if you without facing problems, nobody will become
Yes, sir.
entrepreneur. It's so that is a very common thing. What I You should not copy what I want to do another Facebook because Mark Zuckerberg is successful. You should not. You should follow what you are passionate about. Then obstacles or hurdles will not seem very big. You will solve it and you'll move. So you should always do what your heart says and follow that. That will become a big enterprise.
Were there some problems that you faced? Like,
Many problems will come. No. When I started, there was no organic companies. There was no validation.
yes, sir.
So when you start something, somebody would have already started. You know how he is doing, how the market is, how that validation will be there. But for us, there was no validation. I didn't know whether starting an organic store, exclusive organic store, will make sense or not because there is no referenceable business. So a lot of challenges was there, but eventually we became successful.
Yes, sir. So, like, you might have noticed that I'm constantly saying entrepreneurs and not businessmen, sir. There's a common misconception. I think you know the people commonly get confused between the word businessman and entrepreneur. So, like, could you help us differentiate the difference between an entrepreneur and a businessman, sir?
Yeah, definitely, an entrepreneur is somebody who creates value to the system, value to the environment. Uh, End of the day, both are not bad. Both are one is doing for passion, one is doing for his living.
So, like, even in our school, they're teaching agriculture, sir. They have designated Krishi classes where we are taught agriculture from plowing to sowing and even take the harvest home. I was wondering if Organic Mandya can collaborate with our school to raise awareness about organic farming among our generations, sir.
Yeah, that's a very good move by your school. So this is our unfortunately our schools today are more focused on uh, not human living. They are more worried about a plus b whole square, tan theta, cos theta, sin theta. They are not worried about growing food, teaching swimming, teaching life skills, moral science. This is not. This has taken. I'm like very happy. I was very happy when I heard that your school is teaching farming, that too organic farming, which is very good. That's see. End of the day, you need food. You need all the formulas. You need all the A plus Y to get a job. Job will give you salary, and salary you buy food. So your school is teaching the direct thing, how to create food. So that's a very good thing. Definitely, Organic Monday would love to help kids teach. We would love to teach them. And many schools. come to Organic Mandya to learn. One day trip they come. They say, see the land, see how we grow, how we manufacture, how we process. So definitely we can also arrange one trip for your school.
Yes, sir. We are lucky that our school is teaching us, but the other schools and other kids who are not so lucky, who don't learn agriculture, what are some things that you want them to know? Like, how can we move forward in a direction where we can have positive impact on organic farming, sir?
Somebody should point them to that direction, right? So somebody, see, every human being on this planet loves soil,
Yes, sir.
right? Tell me, don't you love rain?
I love, sir.
Don't you love to play with soil when it's raining, or
The smell
even
of
if you smell of the soil? Everyone knows. Why? Because we are all son of soil. You know what is son of soil? Why do they call son of soil?
because we evolved from
The soil,
yes,
correct? So we should introduce. They always that they everyone being has that instinct for farming. So we should awaken that. So this parents, schools, they should give them that opening so that they can flourish. So that's what thank God. You should thank your school
yes,
management that they are not only doing it for the optics of doing, or just for one day in a year. They're given a dedicated a complete period for it.
yes, sir.
That's a very good thing.
Yes, sir. I had one more doubt, sir. So the government only supplies the pesticides, or is there? You told like there's the farmer should buy the pesticides from a retailer, sir. And is government responsible for that? For not giving them the autonomy? You told that, I think.
Yeah.
So, sir, if government only like puts a ban on pesticides, then the farmers won't use it, no, sir.
Maybe in 10, 15 years it might happen when we have a right. See, it cannot happen overnight.
Yes, sir.
It's very dangerous. It has to happen in transition. So now government is speaking. Even if you see a lot of our leaders are speaking about organic farming. So slowly the transition will happen, but it will take a decade, more than a decade. One day it will happen.
Yes, sir. What steps do you think that government can take to implement organic farming, except the autonomy, except the autonomy part?
There are a lot of ways they can promote organic farming. So they tried with subsidies and all. That doesn't work. So the knowledge has to be imparted to the farmers. They have to show the models where they can earn this much of money. So that way, more farmers will adopt. So that way, government should talk about this thing and how they can earn this much of money from farming. So if they promote those things, many farmers will convert into organic farming.
Yes, sir. So what you're saying is that
Education.
educating them about what is right is the
In education, subsidizing and incentivizing is wrong. Their incentive should be the money what they make by adopting the model. Otherwise, farmers will never focus on how much I will make. They are always worried about will I get subsidy on drip irrigation, will I get loan waiver, this is what this is diverted into. So his incentive should be the higher income. That's what governments should focus on.
so you're telling education is like a
Education.
disadvantage.
There is no education. Education, see, problem is the scientists are taught, they know one thing. What does scientists know? They know how to grow a plant with chemicals only. They have never taught how to grow a plant organically. It's not taught. It's not their list. So the education, how can we successfully grow a plant organically, is what is missing.
What I thought was that educating the farmers about what's right and what's wrong, like educating the farmers about what effects organic farming has and what side effects inorganic farming.
They don't understand that. For me, what is there? What will I get? If we can demonstrate a farmer can earn about ₹1,00,000 per month per acre, the entire farmers in India will become organic farmers. That has to come from the government.
Sir, but if we make them understand the difference, then it will be more efficient, no, sir?
See, end of the day, everyone has to make money. That is where it stands. If it is easier to make in chemical farming, they'll do chemical farming, right? Only 5-10% of the people will understand, and they might have that privilege to wait or sustain, but not everyone has that privilege, right?
Yes, sir. That's why I asked if the government can help so that.
Government can help only by showcasing that there is money in organic farming.
Okay, sir.
That is the education. That is what they teach, or they have to teach.
You yourself realize your true passion in your adulthood, sir. So, what message do you have to the audience? I know there are many people, many parents watching. So, what message do you have to the audience about letting their kids choose their own career path, sir?
Most of the parents, they are scared that if the kid goes in, does something unique, he will fail. They've seen success with engineers, doctors. Those are the first two categories. Then other chartered accountants. So they have seen success only there in this era. In this era. So what I feel is that is gone. Those engineering, doctor accounts, those era is gone with the new AI era. So you should let your kids are more intelligent than you because they are already started using AI.
Yes, sir.
Correct. So you use more ChatGPT more than your parents, right?
Yes.
So you are more intelligent. So what I ask parents today is let your kids do what they want. Let them follow their passion. They'll become successful. Not by getting into degrees or in 10 years from now, I don't think colleges will exist. Schools will exist. That colleges will not. 10th is the max. And kids go on their own. They study on their own. What they want to do, it's all. So that's how it's evolving. So don't stick for parents and don't stick to the old formula. Let your kids decide for themselves. Let them follow the passion.
Okay, sir. I heard that you're starting Organic Mandya in Mysore, sir. So, out of curiosity, how many outlets do you have in Karnataka? And since you're starting in Mysore, what's your plan of expansion and everything?
So we are starting our first store in Mysore on Ivadi. So we we have a lot of customers from Mysore, and we do supply desi milk every day to Mysore. So many of our customers wanted us to open a shop. That's why we are starting a store in Mysore. We have about 21 stores as of the date, not only in Bangalore. They are present in Bangalore, Hyderabad, and Mysore is a new addition.
Okay. And where are you planning to expand, sir?
So we are already started in US.
US.
Yeah, US, and we are we'll be starting in this UAE region
Okay.
once the war ends.
Yeah, the world.
So yeah, slowly we are getting into other cities of India also.
Sir, and what about your products, sir? What kind of products you sell?
See, we don't see. We believe. Initially in the beginning of the podcast, I told organic is God made,
Yes, sir.
not man made. So we believe in God made. So our products are natural. Means there is no interference, no pesticide, no chemicals, no enhancing shelf preservatives, nothing. It's all. So, for example, when I say God made, so we sell only eggs, which is natural.
Okay.
Means to get an egg, what is the process? Male rooster and the chicken has to be together, and then the egg comes, right? So we don't sell unfertilized eggs, which is available in the market.
Yes, sir.
So like God made process. So that's what Organic Mandya is all about. The process is all about.
Sir, you mentioned that you don't use preservatives, sir. So, like, how do you make sure that the product stays intact for a long time?
We don't make it. See, we make breads, for example. Our bread, if you keep it outside, it's 3 days. That's it. You can keep it in the fridge, but we will not add anything which will make it 7 days. That's not what we believe in. So we don't enhance shelf. We tell this is what it comes to. So that's how it is.
So like your production is only very low, sir.
No, we production. No, we whatever is required, we manufacture that. So whatever consumers are consuming, we know how much it goes. That much only we do.
Will you face losses because of not using preservatives? Because the duration is very low now, sir.
So the day I make the bread, it's gone that day itself.
It's gone that day.
That day itself. It doesn't even say for second day. So that's how it is.
I asked this because like very less people are using organic food now, sir. That's why I asked.
Yes, if I told you, if you have to be healthy, you
Yes, sir.
should. If you don't want any diseases, if you want to be fit like me, even in 50, you should.
Yes, sir. So today I had a lot of fun. I gathered a lot of insights, and it was a very knowledgeable session. And I hope that the audience also had a very similar experience. How was your experience, sir? How was that school's environment, and how was this conversation, sir?
So I enjoyed the conversation because all these years I used to speak to elderly people, the perspective of a grown-up man versus a young kid like you is totally different on this thing. But I'm also surprised that you have fair amount of knowledge on this thing, on the organic farming. And I hope I have answered all your questions in a very understandable way.
Yes, sir.
And regarding the school, I was happy to know that the school teaching methodology is totally different from what other schools I have seen. Teaches the life skills. The fun of them is farming, and whatever they teach, they see how whether you implement it in real world or not.
Yes,
That validation is very important. So and the environment is also very nice. I loved it. So thanks for giving me an opportunity.
thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ, ಶ್ರೀ.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ.